Wednesdays with the maestro here, Mike Pullman studio.
Back.
Yeah, VP of Circa.
Welcome back.
First time in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. Good morning, Mitch. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Christmas Cove, Maine.
Oh,
our loyal and very, very relevant Nesson family. Santa Claus, Indiana. Peekaboo Marquee. We see you. Noelville, Ontario. Oh, Canada on Rogers Sportsnet. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We say good morning to AT&T. And Solvang, California. That little town nestled up in the hills there. What a Christmas spot that is. Sunrise over Spectrum.
The time that you spent on that alone this morning.
I started at 8 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
Slept from 11:30 to 12:30. Went straight through here.
Is Slovenia a good spot? We considered going through. We were close.
You must go.
You must go.
When my father was still alive, they came out here in 2006. We went to California and we went up to Solvang. He loved it. My mother loved it. My first wife loved it. It was tremendous.
Okay. We saw you were. This is not on the air, but we saw you last week, and you predicted that the Commanders would be the number one most popular team in Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
Good call.
Did not go well. 16 people had them. $6.1 million on the line here at Circa Survivor. It's down to 14 teams. So you weren't surprised by that at all, and they just laid an egg.
You know, I go on with the Michael Lombardi on the Lombardi line on Thursday mornings, and I predicted 15 or more Commanders picks, or Commodores as he calls them, and he said, "Oh no, you can't do that. You can't. That's not a good pick." I said, "There's nothing left. What do we know? We know 4 people will take the Packers on Monday night that have them left. We know 2 people will take the Chiefs, and then what do we know?
Right.
Who knew there would be 4 Vikings?
Oh my God,
Vikings and the Browns. I wouldn't have known
that was
there
risk. How about that pick?
I wouldn't have known that there would have been 5 other picks, on Saturday to get through, and then." Yeah, the Commanders didn't get there. So, I mean, we went for 7 weeks, we went from 110 to 70, and then in 2 weeks, we went from 70 to 14. Now, $420-some thousand is the implied value of each ticket right now.
Man, it should be 10. It should be down to 10. Yep. But now the great timing, Maestro. Now the insanity begins.
Okay.
Paul made a comment a couple weeks ago, and he said, if the Texans beat the Titans on Christmas Eve, this thing might be over. So let's just go through the avail. And Gil's done a great job of breaking this down in his show that follows this, The Numbers Game. Chiefs are a 10-point favorite. None of the 14 have them available. Mm-hmm. Bills are a 9-point favorite. Nobody has them available. Okay. 49ers 7, nobody available.
Yep.
Ravens 8, nobody available. Cowboys up to 5 now off the Hurts news. Nobody has them.
Yep.
13 of the 14 have the Titans as a 5-point home favorite against the Texans. Now here's where it gets interesting. 2 have the Bengals.
Yep.
Which I like, 3.5 at Patriots, but they've saved them this long for the million. Are they going to use them now? Here's what I think the sneaky pick will be again: the Vikings. The Vikings against the Giants? They're 3.
I made a note of that too.
But don't you have to get something other than the Titans in case they lose? You could win $6 million, or it'd be down to 2 people.
Right.
I mean, isn't that game theory right now?
I also wrote this one down. 14 have the Lions.
They do.
Ooh,
14 have the Steelers in the late game against the Raiders.
Now that is interesting because of the timing of the game.
Yeah, you're the last game of the week.
If I am the enemy if I'm the enemy within, I would use that game because he has 2 of the 14 left. Obviously, he'll take Tennessee. So if he loses that, I mean, who knows, right? So it's while all these other people out, then you could play the Saturday night game and see where you're at as well.
He's the only one with multiple entries.
Yep,
and under the same name, and then the 2 that have still eligible for the bonus. 6 have the Browns.
I was going to bring them up too.
2-point favorite. At home against the Saints.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. Can you play that Jets Jacksonville game tomorrow night? I don't think anybody will get involved with that.
Yeah.
So it becomes very, very interesting. Obviously, you're probably going to have 10 Titans, I would guess.
Let me ask you guys this: the entry without Tennessee, and there's only one person again without Tennessee. They have to use either Detroit, Jacksonville, or Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good catch.
So what do they do? Do you save it for Pittsburgh?
Well, I would take the Lions, but because of the timing, I agree with Paul. Because you will know where you're at. You will know the result of the Titans, and possibly if anybody goes out with the Vikings or Bengals in front of you.
I don't think 13 will be on Tennessee, but imagine that scenario. This person who doesn't have Tennessee, if all 13 use Tennessee and they lose, and he's got Pittsburgh on Christmas Eve.
What do you make the over-under on number of Tennessee picks? I have a number in my head.
Well, they are not playing well.
And the Texans should have won the last 2 weeks.
8.5.
I said 9.5.
Okay.
9.5.
Yeah.
Little juice to the under.
Yeah. But I will not be surprised if, let's say, we have 11 on them, and it's only 2 people who are hoping that they go down and they lose.
Okay.
I would be shocked, though, if there's 13 on them.
So would I.
Yeah.
Now, how about the entries the following day on Christmas?
You have that
night?
written down?
Yes,
I do.
The 11 people have the Chargers.
Okay. That's Monday night.
Yes, it is. 6 have the Broncos. 5 have the Buccaneers. 5 have the Dolphins. But 6 entries have already used the Buccaneers and the Dolphins.
Yellow. And that's the enemy within. The enemy within does not have Tampa Bay or Miami
On
available.
both selections.
Yes.
So he
on
has
both.
the Chargers on both, though.
Yeah. Yes. So now my question to you is, would he, if there was ever a time to use the option,
Go Chargers and Colts?
you could, yep.
Does he have Colts available?
Yes, he does. He also has Denver and Rams
I guess it
available.
depends what happens Saturday, too. Are you still
Right,
at 14
Right.
going into Sunday? I
Yes.
mean, it's very, now it becomes personal, right? When you're finally down to this number, just a little more than 10, now they all become human beings that we get to learn and know exactly what they have left.
Right. Okay, but do you do that? So the one person who has 2 entries left, do you go both sides in one game and burn what your tickets are worth?
You know, it's interesting to do that, but you can also look at what the money lines are on the other games and parlay them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you play the Monday night game, you're going to know on Sunday going in who the picks are on Sunday morning. You can make that money line parlay of those teams, right? I said that the 5 people that went through on Saturday with the Vikings and the Browns should have bet 40,000 on the Commanders, right? To pick up 20.
Yes.
They lose the 40, but their ticket went from 200,000 to 420. So you blow 40, but you picked up $225,000 in value. And if they wouldn't have, you're still at 30. You've more than paid for your whole outlay on the season.
Okay. So if Tennessee wins this week, how long does the contest go? It's going to go all the way through the end, right? And then I guess how many entries do you think will actually be there in the very end? Can you make a number on that?
Well, you never. There could be madness. Watch the Colts show up on.
Oh no, I understand.
The 26th. I mean,
but I think the Tennessee game this week is the key to the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you had all picks available for Sunday, Monday, who would you take? The Buccaneers are the biggest favorite on the road against Arizona. I can't trust that pick.
Really? If it's McSorley, though? If it's McCoy, I see where you're coming from.
That's a bad team.
If it's
the Buccaneers are bad.
They're really bad.
They're really bad.
Yes, they are.
They are really god-awful bad. Did you watch that third quarter?
Yeah.
Did you watch that? Might have been the worst quarter I've seen in a decade.
Mitch is right. It was one of the worst halves of football you're ever going to see. If you had them
they
all
were minus
available.
988 when they went up 17-0.
Yeah.
I was looking because I was thinking about, do you take a shot on Cincinnati? They played so well.
Right, and they just
and maybe Tampa Bay doesn't score the second half.
Yeah, you want to trust Miami, but Green Bay's season.
Well, these are elimination games for both these teams in my mind.
Yeah. Well, Miami can still beat the Patriots.
They could, but I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, Paul.
Yeah. And I live and breathe. I would not be surprised if the Chargers lose Monday. This is what
that would be
do.
the most shocking of all to me.
When do the picks have to be in?
Yeah, I believe I believe you go at midnight Saturday night for the Sunday Monday slate.
Okay.
So they got to be in by midnight the next day.
Yeah. Pacific, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what we did with the how we do the Thanksgiving week as well.
Okay.
The night before.
So proxies are going to be potentially, or are people going to be in town, you think? It's Christmas, though, so how does that operate?
Yeah, I'm sure they have to be here if they got, I mean, there's only so many people left.
Right. I think they have to make their holiday plans around coming to Las Vegas so they can be in a position to hedge and take, whatever.
Yeah, unless you can get down somewhere where you live.
Where you know that the books are going to take that money. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, too. Another pro tip, if you're still in this thing, you're probably pretty good if you're remaining. But I would say you need to reach out to the books in advance of where you live and say, here's a situation. How much can I get down?
Want to take? Well, it's a little bit like the story of this kid that had the ticket.
That's right.
$26, and he was here, right, with Bleacher Report, the kid from New York. 26 to win $570, and he needed France in the final. And what was he going to do? He asked us, can he hedge 100,000, get this and that. At the end of the day, he took probably the best possible option. The cash out for 270, 278 or whatever it was. He drove to Arizona to whatever, what was it, FanDuel or DraftKings, to Arizona border and took the cash out option, which I think was a smart thing to do.
You would have done the same thing?
Yeah, but I liked Argentina a lot too, and he had France. If I had Argentina, maybe it's only 200,000.
So the $26 bet. That's the other
wouldn't
thing.
you take 200 if they gave it to you?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think of that as well.
Uh-huh.
And how's he going to get the 100,000 together as a hedge?
Right?
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 Will we take it? Yeah, but you have to be credit worthy in order for us to give you,
Right.
take the marker for it.
There's a process
The
there.
$26 parlay better.
Yeah. Well said.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Good explanation.
He was here. Derek goes, I talked to the kid. I said, where'd you see him? He goes, with his phone, he was videotaping the draft of the Holiday Invitational. He stood there the whole time and taped it. And Derek went up to him afterwards.
How about Paulie Howard getting the Chiefs at number 5 overall?
Fell right into his lap.
Yeah.
All hard work, though. Got no cards the whole weekend.
Sure. Skill.
Is that a snap call for you too? Taking the Chiefs 5th overall?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
And the Eagles 3rd, too, when the Eagles fell to 3rd, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.